Welcome to another episode of Plant Alchemy. My name is Owen Reich, and today we're going to be working on this Japanese maple and putting it into this container made by King Jay Strommen of Chicago. And it is a wood-fired container referencing teaware or a chawan. And I chose it because of the flare on the side and the light feeling that it creates for the style of maple that we're about to put into it. And so if it had a much thicker trunk, I don't think I would use a container this light and airy on the sides. It would be something more visually heavy and grounded to the table. But the purpose of this display is something that's, light feeling, airy, and open, and easily maintainable, and also very easy to make. And so I'm gonna quickly cut the branches off that I don't want for this design. And we're not trying for a perfect bonsai here. This is something easy to enjoy, not something that requires a lot of thought, effort, and wiring. So as I cut off these branches, I'm gonna try to keep the height of the tree without making it feel heavy. So each cut that I make is to basically make this a Bunjin style maple, which is a minimalist style. So now that I've pruned all of the branches that I want, that's it. Take it out of the container. And we're gonna knock off this excess soil on the surface and find the root flare. We're gonna remove any roots that we don't like. By the way, this particular maple was air layered by a customer and friend of mine up in Columbus, Ohio, and she did a great job. You can see the root flare is perfect as an air layer. It does have a thick root or two over here, but we can resolve that when we go to plant it. And now I'm gonna knock all the soil off so that we can get it into this container. You can see the drainage layer on the base. So we'll knock all this out. We're gonna prune any of the thickest roots present on the bottom. And we're really gonna cut this thing back. So any roots that are longer than about 3 or 4 inches are unnecessary. What we want is the finer fibrous roots on the inside and not these thick ones growing straight down. So we're gonna cut those off. Now that we've got the root system prepared, we're gonna place it in the container loosely without any mix. And we're trying to recreate something very similar to the magnolia that we have here to the right, which I also created a few years ago from a rooted cutting. And so this is sort of what we're going for, but in a much smaller container. So I've already got it pre-wired in. We are going to take a bit of mix and place the tree. Watching out for any surface roots that we want to keep. And we're just loosely positioning this in the container now. And once we have our basic angle set, we add the soil back in. It's a very simple tree. It doesn't need a lot of water, doesn't need a lot of nutrients. And we're using the soil because it's still good akadama. Checking for air pockets. Then, once I have the tree ready and roughed out, I'm gonna choose a final angle that harmonizes with the container. Then once I have an angle that I like, I'm going to steal some moss from the magnolia. And I'm going to cut a hole out in the center basically and wrap that around the base of the tree. So while this isn't high-end bonsai, it's very accessible. It's very easy to make. You can water this. You can also make quite a few of them very quickly. And if they pass away or get stressed, you can easily make another one. And I feel that with bonsai, it should be enjoyable and accessible. And this can be made, as I just did, in minutes. Thanks for tuning in.